All right, we are back from the break, and there was some discussion about what crew you were going to be taking with you.
Oh, more importantly, my title, because people really love my title. So his current title is a discombobulated delusional drooler, because it's related to me rather than my character.
Oversleeping. All right, there we go.
Yeah, sorry
That is your
about that.
title. No, it happens. It happens. All right, so you've gotten your ship loaded with the cargo that you're taking, provisions. I hope you guys have decided on what your characters are personally taking, because again, you're also going to be leaving this ship behind as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing some swapping of potions around on my pouch.
Okay.
If I lose my pouch, I'm losing my entire roster of potions.
I mean, that tends to happen when you have a magical,
Yeah.
like a magical container.
The only thing I'm not putting in it is that brass bottle that actually I would like to test if there's a nearby asteroid that I could go to alone.
You probably aren't going to
well,
have the time.
Oh, I just want to open it up and close it again.
You're probably not going to have the time.
I think Braxon's going to take a fair bit of his stuff, but leave a lot of it on the shuttle and not take it all down to the planet, because we might get into a fight on the way back out.
Okay.
On the way in, we're playing nice. On the way out, we're not necessarily playing nice.
Okay.
And if we encounter a ship that might have slaves on the way out, and it starts a fight, we might basically go see if they've got any slaves need rescuing.
All right.
But we've got to work out the crew. So we've got 5 dwarven warriors that are quite good. They're like 5th level warriors. So yeah, we are taking those.
I bet the dwarves are like, oh, finally some fellow dwarves. What do you mean they're going to a place of elves?
So, do you want to purchase like standard dwarven sailor equipment for each of the dwarves, so that they appear to just be dwarven sailors as opposed to dwarven warriors?
That might be useful.
Yeah.
Although we probably should have some warriors because we're traders.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe we
dwarves
don't,
are better at fighting than humans.
Yeah.
Like on a 1-to-1 basis. So,
Yeah.
like they can double up, but you're also a small ship. You need sailors. So,
Yeah, I guess will be how bad are our mercenaries going to be as sailors?
Well, the GIF don't need armor, put it that way, if we took GIF.
So it depends, like, again, it depends on what you want to do and what you're doing. Like, if the idea is that if you get inspected, it's like, yeah, these are our dwarven crew, you know,
Yeah.
and then if you get into a fight, then they could put on their normal armor and stuff like that. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
like, it depends on what you want out of the situation. Like, there's always going to be issues. There's always, like, you're not going to get anything perfect, but the question is what you want to do in a situation.
I think we probably make our tools pretend to be sailors.
Okay. So that will be 25 gold pieces each to get them some clothing, some standard sailor weapons and stuff like that. So 125 gold pieces to outfit them that way.
Okay.
I'm playing inventory Tetris, so I'm going to be a bit quiet. Time to rearrange things.
All right.
We'll want more people. We can have up to 20 people, and there are 6 of us. So that takes us to 11. We can take another 9 people. So we can either take
I mean, you can go one over or something like that too. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
there's nothing
yeah.
like gonna stand out as, oh, they have 21 rather than 20 or 22 rather than 20. What would stand out is, why do they have 40 on this small ship, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, we've got GIF weapon experts. We should take them to man the weapon on the ship.
Okay.
And they would pose as the guards of the trading company.
Yeah.
And that would appear pretty normal. GIF are very frequently hired as the
Yeah.
guards and marines on trading vessels.
We've also got 7 gift mercenaries, so do we take them as well and just leave all the space hands there? Or do we take some Hawaii? Because they've got that. How many Hawaii do we have to take to be able to do fog stuff?
To cover the whole ship,
Yeah.
I think you'd need 4.
Right.
All right. How are you? How does that affect your decisions?
Yeah, I'm just counting at the moment. Sorry, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We probably want to take another 5 with the gift. So we either take 4 Hawaii and another gift, or we take 5 Hawaii.
Please take them in groups of 5.
I'll take 5 Hawaii. Well, I've got 4 gift weapon experts. I think one of them died.
But you can, like, the weapon experts give bonuses to hit with a weapon. You only need 1 per weapon.
Yeah. Okay.
So, statistically, they're all the same.
Yeah. Well, should I take 1 gift weapon expert and 4 normal gift then?
Yeah, and then you have 5 gift.
Right, okay.
And you'll get a bonus to hit with the weapon.
1 gift weapon expert plus 4 gift. And then I'll take 5. So we're taking 15, so we're 1 over. 5 Hawaii.
Alright, so 5 Hawaii, 5 gift, 5 dwarves.
Yeah, and then us.
And then you. Who's piloting
so
the
that
ship?
Takes us. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we might be a bit over. We're probably going to take Nor, and I think we were going to take
Sunfire.
Yeah, Sunfire as well. So that we'll have to drop a couple.
You don't have to. I mean, again, you can be a couple over.
Okay, well that would take us. That would take us. That'd take us. That'd take us 3 over.
I mean, it's up to you. Like, you don't have to worry about supplies. You're not going very far.
Yeah.
So the question is all about appearance. So
Yeah.
what do you want? Like, all you got to do is figure out how you handle it in a situation that,
Well, we'll
being
tell
boarded or something like that.
Okay. Then we'll tell the dwarves to, if we get boarded and questioned, we're going to say that we've took them on as. No, the GIF. We've hired the GIF in Sphere.
Or we can just have few people go into the boxes.
Yeah. We could have a few people to hide in the boxes.
Since Leva is going to be casting illusion on the boxes anyway.
Right.
Like, if you're taking small, high-value cargo, you don't need to fill your cargo hold with the trade goods if you were a merchant.
True.
So you could take extra food. You've got her weighty to recover air. You know, you can take extra food and water, and that would explain a slightly larger crew kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also a slightly larger crew, like, you're talking about like 5% shorter range under normal conditions, or 10% shorter range under normal conditions. You're not talking about half kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still within a reasonable.
But it's also all about how you guys sell it too. So
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. You guys satisfied with that? Everyone good?
Yes.
Generally, yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys ready to set off in the inner sphere, or is there anything else anyone wants to ask or anything like that?
We should probably like crack a bottle on the ship or something to
That's
celebrate our new name.
That's up to
But
you.
we can do that when we've left. Yeah, Braxon's gonna pray for the shooting star, which I think is what we're called in the ship as well as shooting star trading company.
We were Starlight Trading Company. The shooting star was Starlight, and the Comet was the ship name.
Oh yeah, the Comet. Yeah. So we're not using shooting star; we're using Starlight. Okay.
Yeah, that was what we ended up.
Yeah. All right. Let me change my notes. Yeah, that's it.
I wish I put all my potions all together.
Yeah, and Brax is going to take most of his stuff on the ship, and then in case we need to fight our way out.
Okay. All right, so we're just gonna use the Battle Dolphin token, just because for ease of purpose it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just because we have a token. Okay.
I'm getting some background noise from you, Lafdul.
Sounds like mouse wheel.
My mouse wheel, sorry.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I wasn't sure what it was, but then you said mouse wheel, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, no worries.
It's flat.
Yeah.
So we're going
furious scrolling action.
We're going to Talon.
Talarn, yeah.
Talarn, sorry. And it's got moons.
It has a moon.
It has a moon.
That is pretty hostile.
Yeah.
The day we leave the Hesperas, Solas will be casting Commune, since I came up with quite a number of questions that I'm going to be wanting to ask, and some of them are about the prison.
Okay. All right, everyone ready to shove off? Finn, Lafdul?
Yeah, I'm still rearranging stuff, but I assume that'll be alright.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, again, you can always leave stuff on the ship, you know, if you... If you feel Lafdul would need time, more time to actually arrange it all, then he could just cart it all onto the shuttle and then handle the rearrangements during the journey. So
Leva would like to then check with someone about the illusion that she casts, that it looks right, and she takes input on rearrangements and stuff like that. So by the time we leave, it looks perfectly fine.
All right, the illusion specifically on the cargo, or
yes.
Okay, all right.
Well, on everything really, because there's if it's just one illusion, it's not several illusions separately.
Oh,
okay.
are we Braxon, do you know what our weight is? I doubt I'd be like the needle in a haystack in this case, but I have a trunk. I spent a small fortune on various clothing and disguises that could be useful. I'm just wondering whether or not I should bring it with me. I mean, I spent multiple platinum on this.
Don't forget, Leva has teleportation. And if you really need something, we could, in a pinch, go back and return.
Getting to the ships is easier, but getting back's harder.
Don't forget, we've got a bunch of cargo crates as our cover story, so you could put stuff in there.
Yeah, they are going to be covered by Leva's illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a simple detect magic reveals most illusions as illusions. It's a spell that most people have access to if they're a spellcaster. Almost everyone does.
Well, as Leva said, if you really must have something that's separate and should never be seen, even under an illusion, Leva did memorize 2 teleports, so we can go back to the ship and come back.
What we do is we tell them that nobody's to touch any of our crates without gloves on because of the spells protecting the crates.
Oh, that works to an extent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't think there's a problem with you bringing that with you, Lafdul.
No.
All right, and yeah, it's just a crate. Well, a footlocker or something. I don't know. I guess I take it all out and put it in a crate of various clothes of all sorts.
Yeah.
That can help in disguises. And it's got more than just clothes. It's got like bags of like clay and pussy and like all kinds of things you would use, like makeup, essentially.
That's good. You can disguise our new friend when we rescue him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did extensively load this thing out.
All right, so you can go ahead and move your ship here.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, it is 5 blocks per day.
Yeah. Trying to see where the border is. I think I can go there.
There's 13 blocks to Talarn on the shortest route.
2, 3, 4. Hang on. It won't move. Why won't it move?
Did you accidentally click off it?
I don't know. 5. Bit of an inertia.
Okay. So your first day of travel goes uneventfully. And Solas, you're going to cast Commune?
Yeah, I will be casting Commune.
All right, so how many questions do you get?
I get 9, and I'm not necessarily using every question since I didn't come up with every 9 questions.
Okay. Is there a chance of success like Augury, or is it just...
Commune... the entity answers if it can.
All right.
And if they don't know, they just says, I don't know.
All right. What is your first question?
My first question is, are there magic protections against illusions in the prison?
Yes and no.
Okay. Are there anti-magic fields in the prison?
Yes.
Are there secret tunnels in the prison?
No.
Are there detections against scrying in the prison?
No.
And then does Leva have family in the sphere?
No.
Okay. On what world would we find more information about Leva's background, since this is related to the Otter commune and the answer that we could get information about Leva's background here?
Talarn.
Talarn. in the Talarn Empire or in the other continent?
Talon Grand Empire.
Okay. Would the information be in the capital?
Don't know.
Okay. I think that's that.
Okay.
Gives us quite a lot to work with there.
Yeah, we know that we can find information about Levi in the Talarn Grand Empire.
All
And
right.
we also found out about the protections in the prison.
The anti-magic means that I'm not going to be able to do too much. I mean, unless we're...
Well, I doubt it's for whole prison.
Oh yeah, there's probably just entranceway, egress, ingress.
Yeah.
They might keep spellcasters in the prison, so they might have a way to stop spellcasters from casting spells.
Mm-hmm.
So it might even cover more than you're expecting to. That means we might have to go in and out without using magic. Might also suppress magic items.
Are you taking your Rod of Cancellation, Solas?
I am.
Right. I wonder how that works against the anti-magic field.
Well, so the
of...
thing that you know is that a standard anti-magic field, like anti-magic shell or dead magic zone, Sargassos, things of that nature, magic just doesn't work. It doesn't disenchant things.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work.
But it would be interesting to test how anti-magic thing would work against that Rod of Cancellation.
Divide by 0.
All right, so you can continue moving.
But questions did give us quite a lot of answers to go by.
Right. Just when I was about to eat a chocolate bar. Right, I'm trying to see. Is there a thing between this one?
Yeah, you can get to
this one.
Yeah, you can get there.
Yeah. Right. 1. And then
Then just go up.
Then we just go round. 2.
Go up this ring.
3. 4.
Stop.
Oh.
All right. So as you were traveling late on the second day, you drop down to out of spelljamming speed and see a squid ship. It is painted dark gray and has yellow highlights, and it appears to be stopped. It doesn't appear to be actively moving.
Okay. Has it
which
got
shift?
This would be second shift because it's late in the day.
Yeah. Is it got the Talongrade flag on it?
You're going to look through your spyglass?
Yeah, Braxon looked through spyglass.
All right. It is flying the colors of the Smith's Coster.
Okay. Braxton's going to send a message. Smith's Coster, are you in need of assistance?
They signal back that they are not in need of assistance. They are just letting a helmsman recover.
Okay.
They will inquire as to your name and your ship name and destination.
We'll give him the name, the Comet, and we'll say we're traders going to Talarn.
They will message you back, ask you if you've encountered any difficulty, pirates, anything of that nature.
No, Braxton will say we've not encountered any problems. How about them? Have they seen any pirates?
They have not. They had an incident with a rogue asteroid damage their ship, and that's why they're like stopped and resting. They do signal that they would offer to offer their goods for sale, but they're all on consignment at the moment.
Braxon will send. Thanks very much for the offer. Is there somewhere we might find you later on in the sphere?
No, they are out of prime space, so as soon as they finish their delivery to the Talengren Empire, they will be leaving and heading back there.
Have they got any recommendations for trading silks and stuff? Just general traders, you banter, to aid in our cover story, but it also gives us an idea.
Yeah, Braxton will ask.
Because we're trading silk.
Would you really want to banter that with signaling?
You can do that with signaling.
Yeah, I mean, it's just general conversation.
Yeah. Braxton will ask.
You can just say we're trading silk, got any recommendations? Yeah. It's just a general thing you would say to another trader. Yeah. They might charge you for it or something.
To be honest, Braxton doesn't really care where they're going, but if they get spotted, he wants what they say to the other people about our ship to match with the cover story. So yeah, he'll ask what Lafdul wants to know.
All right. They signal back that they are traders of smoke powder and arquebus, like smoke powder and smoke powder weapons. They don't know where good places to trade silks would be.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, Braxton will ask if they need to know anything else from us, otherwise we'll be on our way.
Nope, they wish you safe travels. Say be careful of rogue asteroids.
Yeah, Braxton will send a sort of random greeting their way.
All right.
And tell them, wish them well.
All right. So you can get underway. One more block will wrap up the day.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just I've got access to my. Sorry, I've got access to my spells in this area.
Yeah.
I was thinking, do I need to bring my icon? I was like, no.
Braxton's going to make sure he writes that in the notebook, the fake notebook for this ship.
Okay.
Our real ship's log is not on this ship. It's on the other ship.
No, I get it.
And he's going to make sure it fits in with our cover story that, saying what they were trading and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it's pretty quick stuff unless you really need more detailed stuff. So it would be something along the lines of at X time encountered. So you did get their name, Vlerum's Glen. So you write down Vlerum's Glen of the Smith's Coster out of prime space. Seemed to be stopped for some reason due to their helmsman. Said they were carrying goods, smoke powder goods. Didn't have any advice for good places to sell our silk or something like that.
Yeah. And I will put that they warned us. They warned us to beware of rogue asteroids in the area. Yeah. So we're gonna take extra precautions.
All right. Okay. So you know that tomorrow you are going to get to Talarn. Are you going to, like, right now you have, like, where exactly is the flitter? Like, just on deck?
The flitter will have to be on deck because we can't fold it up.
I mean, you could have strapped it to the side or something like that. It's up to you.
Yeah, I suppose we could have.
But since you said it's on deck, that's where it is.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Is it a living ship?
Flitters are living ships, yes.
Yeah.
This is a bit of an odd question, because I'm an elf.
Mm-hmm.
Would you allow my pixie dust to work on a flitter?
No, it's not a creature.
All right. I was just wondering if there was some kind of quirk being an elf.
Like a plant. There are plant creatures, and then there are plants. And most plants count as objects. This is not a plant creature. Plant creatures are things like shambling mounds or vegapygmies or something.
I think it's more that you have to give the wings a haircut every so often.
Yeah.
Like trimming a bush.
Yeah.
Now, right now, which ship is the cloaking helm on?
Would it be on a flitter?
Isn't it a minor helm?
We're going to use it on the flitter, yes.
But is it on the flitter yet, or are you using it on the hilt? Or the blade?
It would make more sense it would be on the hilts, because if we get into a bad situation, it's always an option for us.
Okay, well, we didn't really discuss this. We should have discussed this. Yeah, if we've got it on the hilt, that means at some point we've got to demount it from the hilt, which means...
It does take a day, but yeah, that's fine. Once we're on the ground, we can...
Which I believe would cause a problem for the helmsman not being able to get back on the helm, because they'd be getting on a different helm. And then we'd have to mount the normal helm on here and put the other helm on the flitter. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's the point. Yeah, we would have the advantage that if we wanted to, we could go invisible with the whole ship, which would make the flitter go invisible as
once
well.
Once we're on the planet itself, we can adjust. We're not in that much of a time rush. We just need somewhere safe.
We're gonna go and land and go over on the... Oh yeah, we were gonna find an island, weren't we, or try and land in the sea or something. Oh, we were going to try and find a place to land, weren't we? Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, you're gonna your idea is to land on Talarn, and then take the cloaking helm mounted on the flitter and head off with the flitter. Correct?
Yeah, I think that's what we just cobbled together in a second.
Okay.
Anyone got a problem?
No.
Not really. If we think of something, we'll adjust on the fly.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I wasn't going to do it that way, but it makes more sense. And we didn't discuss it at the beginning.
Okay. So, are you going to be like prepared to cloak if you encounter anything in orbit, or are you going to act like you're an actual trader? Kind of thing if you encounter other ships.
I think it depends on how big the ship is.
You would suspect that you will encounter some ships in orbit, so probably want to be prepared.
How long does the cloak last? For half an hour, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So when we get to that last hex and we're getting to the planet, half an hour won't get us past all the ships, will it?
Well, I mean, what you can do, since you can't travel at spelljamming speed while cloaked.
Yeah. We can't?
No, you can't.
Oh.
But few things can see you traveling. Like...
Yeah.
It's... Like, things might be able to detect you, but when you're traveling at spelljamming speed, things can't really see you because... if they're not traveling at spelljamming speed, you're just like flying, so fast that you can't see them.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How noisy is our ship? Like the sails or stuff creaking as we're generally just flying? Because I do have a silence 15-foot radius that might be able to strategically silence a small section of the noisy part of the ship.
If we're not touching their envelope.
Yeah, so you'd have to get into you'd have to be in the same hex. Your air envelopes would have to be touching, and then a lot of it would depend on what you're doing. There's gonna be creaking and stuff like that, but depending on what they're doing, they may not be able to hear it if you've like told everyone to stop moving and do absolutely nothing, kind of thing.
How noisy is the flitter?
The flitter is not noisy at all. The flitter has
Since,
no sails; they do not billow.
Yeah, since
If it's
our-
not doing anything, then it's making no sound.
yeah. Does it make any sound if it's flying in our
Yeah.
air envelope?
It does.
Okay.
Not much, but. So,
Hearing
again,
them also.
like, if you get to the planet at spelljamming speed, as soon as you drop out cloak, then someone would have to be in the right place at the right time to see that.
Right.
But that does limit your ability to find where you want to go, kind of thing.
Yeah, we'd have half
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
But
also,
if you stop further away, like keep in mind that you're not traveling at tactical speed between the moon
Yeah.
and the planet kind of thing. You're traveling at spelljamming speed, but it's just takes a few seconds. So you can stop in between. Actually, probably a few minutes, but you can stop in between and kind of gauge where the continent is and try to figure out. where you
Yeah, I
wanna
was
go
going to
with
say, how far out would we have to be and still be able to see continents?
As long as you see both continents, you're fine because not necessarily at the same time, but you know you're going to the smaller continent.
Uh-huh.
So, and you have very rough maps of their shapes and sizes. So, as long as you see both of them, then you'll know where you need to go. At which continent, at least.
Okay, cool.
And you can aim for that. And you might want to aim and then you can decide whether you want to aim for it during the day or during the night.
Yeah, I like the idea of using the cloak and helm if we see something. Worst case scenario is if we wander in and use the cloak too early, we can always back out again. What do you think?
No, I'm just wondering, that helm is distinctively very elven, isn't it? I mean, it's not going to change anything we're doing. I was just thinking.
Yeah, it has elven appearance to it.
When we get inspected,
It's stolen.
it's gonna. Alright, it's stolen. Alright.
Yeah. As is the flitter. We won it in a fight.
Nope, fair enough. That works.
I mean, that's assuming that's if you get inspected.
Yeah, which we kind of did. Although we're giving it back.
Okay, so you're gonna aim for like not this block here, but you're gonna kind of like aim for in between the planet and the sun, so that you can see the surface.
Yeah, that's going to be good because we'll have the sun at our backs.
Okay.
Going to do something with Flower. I'm going to use my disguise proficiency to try and cover up our elven personality, I guess, because it's going to be like.
I would remind you that I have the spell seeming that allows me to.
Yeah, I know that. This
make
is
us
just
look human.
This is just in case we don't have that opportunity. This is not like I'm not changing our clothing or like massive things. I'm like little things that like elves might do that a half-elf or a human might not do. Like telltale signs, I'm trying to discover up like the intricacies level. Like maybe a harem or something that only elves would typically wear. If you're not an elf, you wouldn't wear it. Like I'm looking for things like that. That's what I'm trying to cover. Does that make sense?
But that doesn't that spell that makes us look human take care of these things as well?
But what
Yeah.
happens if the spell doesn't work? Is seeming alteration or illusion?
Illusion.
Okay. So what happens if someone disbelieves the illusion? What happens if someone dispels the illusion? What happens if you are outside of the duration of the illusion? Like he's doing a precautionary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if
Okay.
you don't want that to be done to you, it's
No,
all
it's
like
fine, I'll do it
makeup
to
and stuff
myself.
like that. You know, then you can say no, but he's offering.
Oh, I'll just do it if Level wants to be involved. She gets involved. As simple as. Lafdul's
Well,
just covering up. He's not trying to make himself look human or anything. He's just trying to covering up personality, I guess.
Brax has got a way to deal with this, but none of you would like it.
You're not chopping off my ears. I will gut you if you tried that.
No, Braxton wouldn't chop off anyone's ears.
I would be casting the seeming in well in advance, since it's well in advance before we are risk of encountering patrols on the orbit, since its duration is 12 hours.
Okay.
So I could cast it well before we encounter patrols.
I do have polymorph self and stuff and various other things.
All right. So you aim for ahead of the planet, and Braxon, high or low? This is determining a roll.
I'll go for low.
Okay.
Can I? I was thinking of an augury, but I don't know how to word it.
It's also just a few minutes, remember? So, like, I mean, it's like half an hour of time.
Will we get caught? Yeah. See, Brax's plan would have been if you get observed to be elves, he would pretend that you're slaves that belong to him.
You can't. I don't know if you can ask a question. Will we encounter an inspection if we go this route? Can you?
Well, you're only going to get it just before we go there.
You can't ask for a route. You can ask if we continue on what we're doing. Like, you have to be doing the thing. You can't be saying, do we want to do A or B?
Yeah.
All right, we'll ask about A, and if A gets a bad response, we'll go do B. You have to be planning to do a thing, and then not do a thing if it...
All right, no, because if I get a dangerous result, then we know something's going to happen. So what can we expect?
All right, well,
can I keep it vague?
Just a moment. Hold on just a moment. So... You've aimed to not be in tactical speed range of the planet. You're like 10 minutes away by spelljamming speed, kind of thing. And you drop out of spelljamming speed and look at the planet. You're trying to determine where the continents are. So you can see one of the continents. It's basically midday for it right now. Braxon, give me an intelligence check.
Right.
Since we're outside of... I'm just looking around to see if I can see any other ships.
Oh, hang on. So I have to click on me for this to work. Got my fancy macro that never made me.
Okay, so you look at the planet, you look at the maps that you have, and the continent below you that you can see is definitely not the one that holds the Italian Grand Empire.
Right. Okay.
So you need to wait roughly half a day. If you want it to be daytime when you go down, if you want it to be nighttime, this is a good time to go. What do you want?
Nighttime. Nighttime would be good.
Nighttime will be harder for you to find the actual mountain.
Yeah, but we're not going. We're gonna. Aren't we going to go down to the other continent and park the ship, or are we going to leave our ship in orbit?
I think it's safer to park it on the other continent.
Well,
yeah,
or one of those islands that there were.
Do you want to try to park it in some place that's deserted that you won't encounter anyone at all, or do you want to put it in a place that's populated and just try to like be a port that would have that protection?
Yeah. Who wants to go for? Because I was going to go for like try and find an island before.
I think. That's a good question. Because we want to do reconnaissance first. We want to gather information on the Elven continent.
Yes.
So I
Ebha
think
agrees.
we want to go to a city first and then plan after that.
So far as
wanna
you
go
know,
there?
no one from there haven't been expeditions from the continent that is currently being attacked by the Talengran Empire back to the Talengran Empire. So you're
You
getting
might have something now.
right, but like the information that you'd be getting, think of it as like if you landed when the Spaniards were attacking the Aztecs, it would be like landing and talking to the Aztecs about Spain.
Yeah.
That's kind of the level of information that you're going to get from them.
Okay.
Well,
Should we stay in orbit for a while and see if we can see the mountain?
You will have to actually get into orbit. You're not in orbit right now.
Right. Okay.
And the continent in question is in nighttime.
So we won't see anything at night.
we are a sitting duck as well.
Yep, we're a sitting duck. Yeah, well, we've got to find out where we're going to. We've got to try and work out this mountain, so we'll have to wait until we can see the continent or go into orbit. Who wants to wait out here and who wants to go into orbit? Oh, if we orbit a planet while invisible, how far around the planet can we get?
I mean, you could easily get to the other side of the planet right now, doing some turns, like going at spelljamming speed and just doing some turns and stuff like that. But the other continent is under darkness, so
Right.
you'd have to get pretty low, and your map isn't good enough to give you a good idea of where it is without visual aid.
I think we should wait for the daytime and then go closer.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that then. We'll wait for the daytime and go closer.
Okay. So one thing that you can do is just like travel for a quarter of a day away from the planet, turn around, travel back for a quarter of a day, so that a half a day passes.
Yeah.
And then we're in the same position, relatively.
And yeah, you'll get back to roughly the same position as the other continent is in daytime.
Yeah, and then if anyone bumps into us, we're moving.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. All right. So you do so. You finish up the rest of that day, change shifts, and at about that point, you turn around and start coming back. You do not encounter anyone as you do so. And as you're approaching the planet, you can see that the continent that you're now aware of that holds the Talengran Empire is in daytime.
When we are approaching the planet, I will cast seeming on me, Leva, and Lafdul.
Okay.
Can you make me a halfling?
No, I can make you only a foot shorter. And we have to be same type of creature.
Oh, alright. I go whatever you're going with, I guess.
So
what are you going to be?
I'm making us humans.
Humans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm also changing our items to, if there's anything that look like elvish, to look like human.
Okay.
Since it allows to change the clothing and such.
Do you want to make yourselves look like normal sailors, or do you want to make yourselves look like officers?
I think we should still be officers.
Okay. All right. So, You are continuing on towards Talarn. You will probably drop down to tactical speed within a matter of 20 minutes as you're approaching the planet. Is there anything that you want to do as you do so? Any other preparations, last-second preparations before you drop down to tactical speed that you want to do?
Well, Braxton's looking for an island.
You're not close enough
try-
yet to figure that out. You got to
No,
get like into
he's-
orbit and start scanning the surface.
Yeah, he's gonna be trying to figure out a course where we could sort of fly around the continent and look for an island. But you said the mountain was kind of in the middle.
Yeah, the mountain is not close to shoreline at all.
Yeah.
I suppose I could do an augury of that. Will we encounter danger as we approach?
Do you want to do so?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your percentage chance for success?
79.
79. All right.
Yeah, we are going to have to find a place to land because we need to de-rig the helm, swap it over.
But
Don't want to be doing that
you
in
might
place.
want to like know where you're going to go.
Yeah.
Before you do
Yeah,
that,
we
kinda.
will do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Lafdul, you do not get anything readable out of your augury. You roll your dice, and it's just a confusing message. Okay.
After just shrugs, just frowns, I guess. This is nice.
And your idea is to put up the cloaking helm as soon as you drop down to tactical speed?
What's the landing time on this planet?
Half an hour.
What's the
3
winds
days.
like?
You won't know that until you actually get there. And decide where you're trying to land.
So,
That's not what-
literally, if we go invisible, we'll go visible when we're right near the enemy continent.
Well, but if you're trying to land, hopefully, you know, like if you're trying to land at a very out-of-the-way place, then if you've got it right, like if you've decided on a good place, no one's going to see you come down.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Like that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that easy to see a ship coming down if you're not close enough.
Yeah. If they're seeing you come down, then you've probably chosen a poor place for landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to be within a few miles.
Braxton's going to say to Finn, do you think you can find us a part of that continent that isn't inhabited?
Possibly.
Solas would borrow the map and the spyglass as we come closer to the planet to try and locate the mountain.
You'll have to wait until you actually drop down to tactical speed.
Yeah, that's why I said when we are coming closer.
Okay. All right. So you are aiming for roughly where you've been informed the mountain should be. Drop down to tactical speed, and you immediately give the order for the cloaking helm to be activated. And you do so. All right, so who is going to be looking specifically for the mountain? Because they will need the map and the spyglass. Is that you, Solas?
Yeah, I have cartography if that also helps.
Yeah, give me a cartography proficiency check, please.
That's a success.
Okay, within just the space of like 2 minutes, you have identified the mountain. You can see the mountain. It's a pretty big mountain, completely isolated out in the middle of grasslands. You would estimate that it's many hundreds of feet tall. It has a pretty significantly wide base, and given that, you think that you could put down somewhere on top of it with the flitter. And if you are hidden while doing so, then no one on the ground would see you. Like you think once you're closer, you'd be able to find a better spot.
How tall I thought the mountain would be?
Many hundreds of feet.
It wouldn't quite reach the cloud level.
Oh no. But it will definitely be significantly chillier up there than on the ground.
Yeah.
You also consult with Finn, and Finn, you think that it's summer right now where that is.
Yeah, I would point out basically when I consult, I would give the spyglass and point out the mountain where it is, and basically also show it to others.
Okay, nice. Now we got to find a place to hide the comet.
Okay.
I would also then check for islands if I can see them.
All right. So let's see. First of all, the mountain is in the northern hemisphere. You do see some islands in the southern hemisphere, but you're traveling over basically like half the planet to get there. Some very, very remote, isolated islands. Not an archipelago, just islands. You do see a number of islands in the north, but they are very close to the ice pack, and the ice pack itself would also be a potential place to put down. So, what do you feel would be the better place to put down?
I think we would want to be closer to the mountain, since we only have limited invisibility time for the flitter when we use it.
How
Okay.
about any forests nearby, lakes?
No, there are some rivers in the grasslands, but there are no significant lakes nearby, and it is grasslands. There are no, like there are like groves. There are probably some orchards, some stands of trees, but there are no like big forests. And the Dolphin shuttle can't land in any of those anyways, except for the river.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I think we should possibly land on the northern hemisphere, even though it's going to be a lot colder on the place we put our shuttle.
Yeah, we want to hopefully land somewhere where they don't want to go. Let's
How far are those islands from the continent
Pretty far.
on the northern hemisphere?
Pretty far. Like you're specifically looking at islands that are pretty far away from the continents in general.
Yeah, I would point out the northern islands are far from the continent. They are close to the northern ice sheets.
let's go for one of those then.
So it's going to be cold, but I think our ship and crew should be able to handle it.
Yeah.
All right. Finn, give me a wisdom check, please. Or do you have any relevant proficiencies for like surveying land, ground, anything like that?
Let's see. I have hunting. And I have my guide ability, but that doesn't really apply there.
No, I'll just take a wisdom check then.
Okay.
Is survival not helping this?
My survival is forest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a success.
So you look over a bunch of the islands, and you do spot a very craggy, rocky island that doesn't look like it gets a whole lot of rough weather. but it looks like a place that you could put the ship down, and it would be relatively well hidden from surface spotting, kind of thing.
Okay.
And also, there's kind of a sheltered bay, but it's like a very barren island. There are no trees on it, and at best you're guessing that there's like mosses, lichens, maybe tiny scrubby plants, kind of thing.
How big of an island is it?
Not very big. It is probably half the size of Brawl itself.
I'm thinking that we might want to do a quick survey on the island when we land to spot if there's any threats on it.
Okay.
So our crew is not in danger from the island itself.
All right.
Okay.
So you go ahead and begin to take the shuttle down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. As you're moving towards that area, you do, because of the cloaking helm, manage to dodge a patrol vessel that you're pretty sure is from the Talongran Empire. It is flying the flag of them, and it's a galleon. So you're
So on the
pretty sure.
surface or in the air?
No, in the air.
Right.
Above the Talongran Empire continent.
Yeah.
Whether it's a patrol vessel or actually going someplace, you're not sure, but you manage to stay far away from it as you're moving into a position and avoid it.
Roughly how far away are we from the mountain?
Go ahead and give me a cartography check again.
Okay. That's just a success.
Okay. So you have two choices. You can spend a half an hour getting up out of the atmosphere, travel to the mountain, and then spend a half an hour going down again.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, like, you're looking at just over an hour because it will not take very long to get into position. Or you can fly through the atmosphere, in which case you're looking at about half a day's travel.
Okay.
So you have the two choices.
I will relay this to the party.
I say option B personally because I'd rather avoid.
Yeah, and we don't want to lead people back to our ship.
Mm-hmm.
But first we want to secure this island.
Mm-hmm.
We'll keep the helm hot. How long is it going to take us to go over this island? You said about the size of Brow.
Yeah.
So not too long.
So you're gonna travel over it with the hilt, surveying it from the air, or are you gonna land?
We could do that. Well, if we got enough time for the ship to stay cloaked, we will.
You're gonna decloak halfway down.
I think we should land and then do it by foot. Then
we are quite far away from the continent.
You did get really lucky with those rolls. If those rolls had been worse or failures, it would have taken a lot longer, and you would have been doing the whole trip visible.
If we fly close to the island, we shouldn't be that visible.
No, we should land. We should land. We've got people like Finn who can fly if necessary, and Behemoth can fly. And we can do an aerial survey where we're not doing an aerial survey with a ship. If someone sees a bird or a Behemoth flying, they're less likely to notice.
Yeah, but also do remember that to spot the ship like ours, when we are near to the surface, they would have to be really close.
I'm going first landing. Who wants to oppose that apart from you?
So when you say landing, you mean land and then put ashore on the island?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, land and then search the island from the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, I say that as well because we have means to fly ourselves if we need to get an aerial.
Okay, so that's 2 for landing.
I vote landing as well.
All right.
I vote landing.
All right. Okay. So as you are bringing the ship down through the atmosphere, everyone give me an intelligence check. This is going to be against half your score.
Oh, there's like no way I can do this. Let's try.
Don't say that. You still have a 1 to success.
Yeah, I passed.
Solas
My
passes.
score.
Well, I can do an intelligence check, but against half my score, right?
Just roll
I'll
and
do the intelligence check and then just half the
Yeah.
target number.
Yeah.
Lever
Finn
passed.
wasn't even close.
It's been like, oh, nature. It's been so long.
Well, I failed without halving it.
Okay. All right. So as you're coming on down, you do not see any ships around the ship. Basically, like everyone is at the edges, looking out. You do not see any ships out there.
Is that Lever thing?
That is everyone. That is everyone.
Okay, because she passed.
I mean, everyone except
Just
Ockar and,
because I'm
passed.
calling for a check doesn't mean there's anything to find.
Mhm.
So yeah, just I like to call for checks to keep you on your toes and stuff.
I see.
So
You just want us to use our rerolls.
hey, if you want
That's
to use a
what I
reroll.
think. Yeah.
So as you're looking out over it, you do see that the from the air, the island definitely has seals or seal-like creatures and birds, for sure, on it.
Plenty of gull-like creatures. I didn't mean call them albatrosses.
Like puffins and albatrosses and stuff like that. So you do put down and into the water and sail into a little protected cove. Now, how are you going to get to shore?
Our ship can sail on.
This is a very
Water.
rocky,
Oh. None of us are experienced in actual sailing.
very rocky island. Like there's
Braxon?
no. There's no like it's a protected cove, but there's no dock here or anything like that.
We have no
Braxon,
idea how shallow it is.
Did you bring your rope?
Braxon brought his rope. Yeah.
Can we tighten it around something and
Are we
climb up
close
the
enough?
road?
I don't think we're 50 foot from the shore.
You could try going in 50 foot, but you're not.
How fast do we move? Even if we're just trying to inch.
The helm
manner
can
of
actually
speaking.
move you through water, so.
Yeah,
you're
we
less-
can drop weights into the water to see if the ground is if we're likely to run aground. But if we
Do you
run
have
aground,
do you have any of that on board?
I guess we don't because you asked me.
Shouldn't we always have a basic
This is what
equipment
seafarers.
for seafaring in this ship?
Not
This is what
necessarily.
seafarers have. This is what seafarers have. So we can get that, but we did if we didn't say we bought
Sorry,
it.
what was the question?
Do you have any like weights that you can use to measure depth?
Oh.
No, but Finn.
I mean,
Never asked.
Solas could engineer one.
Lever has a question for Finn.
Yes.
Is it possible for you to turn into a fish or something and lead us?
Fish doesn't work.
Something else, maybe?
A seal. Mammal.
Lever has a polymorph self. Could she turn into a fish?
You could, yeah. I mean, you can see
Would
some
it
seals
work?
on. You can see some seals around here too, and they're birds.
Why don't
Could
Why
she
don't
could,
you-
could she then lead? Could she then lead? Could she then lead the people, the boat to shore?
I mean,
Why
that
don't you turn
depends on
into
what the
Finn's-
spell says in terms of the size that you can turn into and stuff like that.
why don't you
Finn's
turn
going
into
to-
a mermaid?
Hold
so
on,
you can talk to
hold on. Finn first.
Finn's gonna turn, look her right in the eyes, and go, "A fish is not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things here that like to eat fish."
All right,
Oh
Braxon.
yes, correct.
Yeah, Braxon says if you're going to turn into something, why don't you turn into a mermaid that can talk to us, or something like that?
You're talking to Finn.
Well, up to both of you. No point you talking turning into a fish and you can't talk to us.
Finn's starting to wonder what we can turn Braxon into.
Yes, Leva would help you along. You know, there's this reversed fish thing where you have a fish head and 2 legs.
A reverse mermaid, yeah. Okay.
Oh, I can solve the communication part. I have telepathy.
A telepathic fish. I don't think this is a good idea.
Perhaps I could turn into one of the native seals.
Besides, our polymorph selves are supposed to be reserved for against an inspection. Well, I would at least recommend that.
That may be a dumb question, but question for Old.
Mhm.
A polymorph self, could you actually vary on things? Like if you want to change into something that you stop the change in the middle?
No.
So it's only you either change or you don't.
You can only change into something that you are aware of.
Mm-hmm. But you cannot stop and
No.
say, I want to keep my vocal cords.
No.
What a pity.
Now, also thought we do have to be careful of how we sound because we might look like humans, but we probably still sound like elves.
Solas, give me an engineering check, please.
Mm-hmm. Success.
Okay, yeah, you've done that.
Yeah, there you go, Braxon. Depth measuring device.
Okay. Braxton's going to start.
You have your.
Chucking away ahead of
I
the
wrote
ship.
how I did it on the chat.
We're go ahead dead slow.
Okay. All right. This is actually a pretty deep cove. So you can get within about 50 feet of a rock escarpment. And you can try to command your rope to tie itself around some rocks over there and climb over, like hand over hand kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we'll do that then. Braxton won't have any fish in his pocket, will he?
Well, you're not going to go into the water.
No,
No,
if it's
no,
hand over hand, that should be
No, I
fairly
mean-
routine for me. I don't know about everyone else though.
Neither Finn nor Lever decided to change into a fish.
Well,
You
you
can't
have
change to a
tightrope
fish.
walking, don't you, Lafdul?
Oh yeah. No. This might be like its second use in the whole campaign.
I mean, you could use it
Gotta-
more often.
You gotta like, I saw someone saying the other day that they like when their players take skills, they are intentionally like coming up with things to use them for, and I'm like, no, you take the skills that you want, and then it's up to you to try to apply them in the situations you come to.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a backstory skill.
I
for
mean,
Lafdul,
Yeah. Well, and
I mean-
that's it exactly. Like some of them are going to be, like part of it is to encourage the role playing thing. Anyway, so Braxon, are you going to do that with your rope?
Yeah, Braxton will do that with his rope.
Okay.
I think it starts getting funny when it gets wet, so we'll try and find a dry rock.
All right. Lafdul, do you want to go first with your tightrope walking?
Yeah, I see if I can find a stick or a bream to use as a balancing aid.
All right. Go ahead and give me a tightrope walking check. I mean, this is not a thin rope, so.
Yeah, isn't this quite hefty rope?
Yeah, it's not quite hefty, but it's not thin.
I'd have to actually look at the proficiency. I don't think I only need to make checks when I fight.
The situation with the boat possibly shifting under you and stuff like that makes this an unusual situation, but you easily make it across.
And there's always wind. Well, almost always wind when we are on islands and sea.
I'll see what I can do to.
There is
help
just a light
secure
breeze
this
right
end.
now. There is just a light breeze. Right
Actually,
all right. So what were you saying, Lafdul? I'm sorry.
would it help if I shot a rope arrow back so there'd be like 2 arrows back and forth?
You could have just carried a second rope with you.
Yeah, well, I got rope on me. I carry some in my pouch, but it's a silk
Right.
rope.
Well, then you could have tied one before you left, so
Yeah.
you walk across a second line.
Yeah.
All right.
So, trying to
Okay.
make it more secure.
All right. So who is going to cross over?
Braxon to go, but he's not going to tight rope walk. He's
no,
gonna,
I understand.
He's going to go hand over hand.
All right. Give me a dexterity check.
Okay. Yay!
All right. Who is going next?
Solas is going, but since he is not such a brave man, he is going to be asking some give to give a third rope that he ties around his waist and hold it.
All right.
Hey, Solas, you got anything that can't be getting wet?
I'm not taking any scrolls or such. I'm coming with just basic equipment, absolute basic.
Yeah, I mean you're just
So
surveying
they're
this island. You're just surveying this island.
Yeah.
It's like
So I'm not taking any potions, any scrolls and such.
okay.
Yeah, I keep mine in my pouch, so I wasn't too fussed.
Yeah, success.
Okay, so you make it across, and you can use this rope to tie a third line.
Yeah, I use it to tie a third line.
All right, who's going next?
Finn's going to take one look at the ropes, realize how clumsy he is, turn into a seal and jump off the side
Okay.
and swim in.
Seal.
All right.
Seal.
Well,
These
Leva is going to
area.
follow him. Leva will follow him with polymorph self.
Okay. Let me check for a wild surge. All right.
Yay, that would be fun.
All right, that is successful.
Okay.
Well, Wild Surge, he stays as a seal for 1 week.
Psst.
That
Alright.
would solve the... We don't have an elven wizardess on our...
And Ockar,
we have- What?
how are you getting across? Or, I mean, are you going across?
I guess I'll try to get across.
You could
mean, you
fly
got
over on
Beowulf.
You
Beowulf.
got Beowulf.
I'll fly on Beowulf.
Okay.
What's the cool... Doesn't it have...
Shouldn't our
If,
ship, by the way, be on the planet?
I'm sorry?
On the
Yeah, the token's at the... I'll just put it there.
token.
If Ockar's going to fly Beowulf, is it worth him just flying round and looking at things?
Do you want, like... Ockar, how do you feel about that?
Do you want to
could
do that,
try-
Ockar?
I can fly around, look around at things.
So, like, you can like stay in visual range so that you guys can wave at each other or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Question?
Yeah?
How far away from the shore is the boat?
Well, right
How many
now
yards?
it's 50 feet, but that's to a rock escarpment. You two have to go to a different spot to get onto shore
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and return.
Solas suggests that we go same way that the seals are swimming in case there's some predators that eat seals on the waters.
Okay.
Probably Orca.
Okay, so
if
you,
if there's any
You guys make your way down towards the easiest place for the seals to come ashore. Finn and Leva, are you just going to go onto shore and change back? Is there anything else that you want to do?
How does shore look like? Where the seals go ashore?
I mean, you can go to a gentle shoreline, a sandy, rocky beach, and come up like out of the water as a normal seal would.
Mm-hmm.
go mingle with
And
the
how
locals.
many seals are there already?
There's a fair number. It doesn't seem to be breeding season. It actually looks like it's like they've already bred and they're raising young and stuff like that.
So they would probably wobble to the end of it, where the least of the seals are, and then change back, just in case they feel aggressive.
Okay.
I might find you a potential mate or something.
Psst.
No, that season is over.
Yeah.
No, you just said that season is gone.
Yeah.
Actually, do you return to your seeming illusion?
No.
I'm sorry?
No, I think that would break that for her.
Yeah, I think it would break the magic of seeming.
Finn, how about you?
Finn will change back where lava does.
Okay. All right, so you guys meet down at the shore and begin to carefully survey the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Braxon's
yeah.
going to try not to leave too much of a trail, although he knows he's no ranger
Or druid.
or druid. Yeah.
Because you pass without trace, right, Finn? Or is that only in forests?
Yeah, I can by myself. I can also speed travel for a group.
Okay. That's not going to make a difference here because you're just
No.
like looking around. But yeah. All right.
But yeah, by myself, I can pass through overgrown areas without leaving a trail at my full movement rate.
All right. So you guys spend about an hour surveying the island, just looking around for anything particularly dangerous. Yes, Solas?
Solas is also looking if there's any strange plants. Or herbs.
The plants that are around are mosses, lichens, and like tiny scrubby plants that are very hardy, but not particularly useful for anything, as far as you can tell.
Are there any coral reefs around here?
There might be that you'd have to go out into the water.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
corals
asked
don't
Lava.
really.
The water's pretty dark here. Like you're not getting that shiny like that clear water of the tropics. That's mainly due to like angles of the sun and stuff like that.
Right.
Are there any caves or such?
There do appear to be a few caves, but you do your best to investigate them and don't think anything is particularly dangerous about them.
I look around in the sky to see if there's any ship looking at us, just out of because no one else is doing it. So.
All right. Give me an intelligence check.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So, and at the end of the hour, everyone give me an intelligence check, please.
I succeed.
Yeah, I succeed.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Nope, success for me as well.
Okay. Let me actually look at the
intelligence
rolls.
checks?
Yeah, intelligence check, please.
That's a success.
Okay. You do not see anything of particular danger. In the course of like looking around, you are pretty sure that there are sharks in the water. But if you don't go into the water, you'll be fine. There's plenty of fish around, seals, birds. So there's plenty of things for the crew to try and hunt and capture to eat.
Yeah.
The doesn't look like there's really anything of great danger. And from when you were coming down, things were pretty like you're pretty isolated out here. So you think that this is a fairly safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Solas, once we get back to the ship, Solas asks Finn about the potential weather scene. Is one idea how we might be able to get close to the mountain would be discussing Flitter as a cloud with spells and flying.
Finn's actually a step ahead of you there.
Ah, good.
I already have weather prediction memorized, and I will cast it.
Okay. Give me just a second.
Do Nor and Sunfire have any spells that would change the appearance of people?
Not really.
Okay.
They're also both human.
Yeah, I know. Braxon will look for the signalling flag that says like plague. Yeah. And say that when we go, we're going to put this flag up on the comet, and the cover story is going to be they were coming into land, and several of the crew have been taken unwell, and they're just going into quarantine for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to board when they've been told there's a plague.
Makes it a whole lot less likely that it would.
Yeah,
Okay. Finn, weather prediction. What does that how many days out does that do?
1 per level, so that's 10.
Okay, and is it
starts with 95% accuracy for the next day, and then 10%. I lose 10% for each day after that.
all right? So give me well, actually no. I'll do that. Let's see.
I get temperature, wind speed, direction, cloud cover, and precipitation.
Let me start making some notes. Okay, so does it end if you get a failure, or is it just that the prediction is incorrect?
It just says with the percentage accuracy for the next day, so it doesn't really say that it ends or anything like that.
Okay, some do,
Guess
some
it's
don't.
inaccurate.
Yep.
I need to first find accuracy. Okay. So 95, then 85. So to a certain extent, like there's a limit to the like after a point, the fact that you get more days of prediction kind of are worthless.
Yep.
And also, it's only for this local region, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yes. I look at it as, it's like the extended forecast you get on the weather channel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance it's right.
Okay. All right. So, the next day is going to be just a light breeze. Second day out. You're looking at strong winds with a chance of rain. Not an actual storm, but strong winds. So they could always go out into the, like, away from the cove, and then when the winds die down, go back into the cove if they're worried about it. It's a fairly protected cove, but now, third day, a hurricane is expected to come through here.
Oh, that's going to destroy all the sails.
And then it is expected to be calmed after that. Strong winds after that. Again. But it goes down to a light breeze following that. And beyond that, you're pretty sure that the chance is low enough that it's not very accurate, so I'm not going to bother checking those.
Reasonable.
All right, but a hurricane is expected to form and move through this area in 3 days, or on the third day.
Strong winds into...
Strong winds leading into a hurricane.
Oh, that also means they're not going to be flying any ships, and we're not going to be flying that day.
It's really unlucky. And but that's assuming it's accurate. That's assuming it's accurate.
We can use the strong winds day.
Would our ship be safe if we took the sail down?
A hurricane, it would be...
We need to move it.
It would get trashed against the rocky shore.
We need to get it away from the rocks, definitely.
Yeah, it absolutely needs to be out at sea. Now, the fact that it has a spelljamming helm on it actually means that, like, they can take off, and just deal with wind, get everyone below decks, deal with all of the very likely vomiting that will come from that, and just hope that, Nor can be on the helm, and Sun Fayun can try to take any spells that he has that can mitigate damage from winds and stuff like that.
Solas will leave behind plenty of herbs that help with nausea.
Yeah, that's not gonna help in the face of a tiny ship being tossed.
Yeah, it's mostly that they can recover from the nausea a bit quicker.
I should have given them your personal stash of beads so they can just pass out and hope they survive.
I don't know that being drunk while going through a hurricane will help.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
It wasn't meant to be a good idea. It was meant to be a joke, you know.
We don't even know whether it's happening, whether it will happen.
I mean, the good news is that will definitely keep any ships away from the area.
Yeah.
And we can use the strong day event, the next day event, there's strong winds to basically disguise as a cloud and fly reasonably fast to the
We should also see if there's anyone on this island. Did Ockar see anything while flying around?
You guys did not see any. There's no people. You did not see any signs of habitation or civilization, or even any signs that anyone has ever visited this island before.
Yeah.
And only animals we found were birds and seals, basically.
Huh. I wonder if it's any kind of punishment, you know. Isn't it like a sea punishment where you get left stranded on an island?
Yeah, but that would have to be, like, ships would have to be going near there anyway, so...
We are most likely not close to any major shipping around.
So, on the day of the hurricane, Finn, you would have a 75% chance of being correct.
Yep.
So... Anything else that you guys want to leave with them to help them out?
Should we?
Braxon definitely won't be taking his spyglass with him, but he'll get everyone to lash everything down and lash themselves down.
Well,
I'm just thinking.
3 days away. They're not going to be doing that right now. They're going to get everything below decks and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I think you want to you should take the spyglass with you instead of leaving it in the ship.
No,
that is going to be in a hurricane.
No. It will get broken if I take it.
Well, no, right. So hold on. He's saying if you leave the spyglass on the ship going through the hurricane, it may also get broken. That's his
more
point.
likely to get broken.
And spyglass might be quite useful in scouting the area.
I mean, it's up to you. But if you're worried about it being broken,
we can have a fight in a dungeon.
Yeah,
not necessarily. No, I mean, like
so
you
leave
have
the spyglass on the flitter when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I mean, if we lose the flitter, we lost a lot of stuff anyway. So we just.
You
have
can
to
also
lose the flitter.
like you can attempt and maybe succeed going completely hidden and surreptitious and get the guy out without anyone being the wiser too. Like it's a possibility.
Yep. Okay. All right. I'll take the spyglass with me.
All right. But does anyone have anything that they want to leave with Tsunfeon or Nor that might be of use to them?
Will we...
I mean, I don't know offhand. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to hint at items that you might have. I'm just saying, do you?
How are we potentially camping?
Well, Solas is at least planning on casting Leomon's tiny hut.
In other words, do I need to... I'm going to bring an arm, but...
Well, you've got your tent.
I mean,
I'd assume that you'd be bringing
I think
that.
we should take the tent with us also.
Well, we got the elven tent, but someone's going to carry it. I mean, but...
You can
I
carry
have
it in the flitter.
Flitter does have cargo hold.
Braxton's going to leave the wand of fire extinguishing with Nor, and he's going to leave the I've forgotten what it's called. Glitter Tines. He's going to leave Glitter Tines with Sunfire.
Okay. Okay.
So they're going to say they got the plague, and if people want to come on board and attack, they've got that to defend themselves.
All right.
I will point out where my backup healer's bag is on this ship, since I did take it to this ship.
Okay.
If they need it.
Anything else, or are you guys ready to go?
I am casting Sacred Guardian on... No.
Okay, how long does that last?
It's their level, 9 days.
9 days?
Oh,
okay.
wait, hang on. Because if no gets attacked, at least I would be aware of it. Or
Well,
if he's in a
it's
dangerous
not
situation.
just... dangerous situation means you might know also about the hurricane.
Sacred Guardian is a day level. 9 days.
Okay.
I'll leave 2 of my 4 doses of winter salve.
Okay.
I will cast on the day this day I will cast Unfailing Endurance, and I get to have 9 targets for it, so I will use it for the party and our other spellcasters that will stay on the ship.
Okay.
It gives some magical protection from things like weakness and fatigue and enfeeblement.
Okay.
Nice.
So the winter salve, if they need it, when smeared over exposed body parts, provides the same protection against cold that a heavy fur coat would, but without the encumbrance.
All right. Okay.
Combined with winter clothing, it allows for survival below 0 and gives +1 bonus to saving throws against cold-based attacks.
All right. Sounds good. All right, so they will make use of that if they need it. All right. So you guys all ready to set off on the flitter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to
should
travel
we-
for half the day, or did you want to take about an hour to go up above the atmosphere, get into position, and then go down?
I think we should go up and down. But we should vote on it.
For do we
May
go?
I offer a suggestion first before we start voting?
Uh-huh.
Get me to a cloud. I can make it solid. We land on top, and then I can use the winds to blow us towards where we're going.
That sounds good.
How long
vote
does
for
that
that.
last? How long can you do that? Well,
The control winds I can do for, I believe, 10 turns. And
We
the
should-
cloud will be 3 times that.
okay, because you're still looking at about half a day either way.
I would suggest that we leave on the second day that was supposed to have the strong winds, and that would allow us to prepare spells for us also disguising our spell ship with illusion spells.
Hmm. Do we know which way the winds blow?
Are they helpful winds?
Which
I would-
direction do they blow?
I think Finn's weather prediction would give that information.
That is the case, but he also has the ability to control them. So
Yeah, that's true. So we spent the first night on the planet in this small island, on the cove of this small island, I'd say.
It's actually kind of funny, but if we're doing this on the strong breeze day, I can make the hurricane happen, whether it was an accurate prediction or not.
well, but that's just with regards to the winds that you're generating, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's
Wow, druids are wild.
you're just altering the winds. Like, it wouldn't actually bring the hurricane. You just have hurricane force winds that would blow you along. If you want to do that, then I will say that will cut down the time it takes to get there.
Yeah, so
We can, because there is an eye, a 40-foot radius eye around the caster. So it wouldn't be like we'd be in danger of being blown off the cloud.
Nice.
and it would protect the flitter.
Yep.
If
So-
you do that, Finn, would that take the storm away from
No.
the comet?
No.
Okay.
It's just enhancing the existing winds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Solas votes on the second day, and let's use the Finnish spell to enhance the speed of wind
Okay.
and control the wind so we can get there faster.
Okay.
All right.
So you wait out the rest of the day, and then all the next day, when there was just a light breeze, and then take that time to shift the helms, and then as the winds begin to pick up, and the cloud cover increases, do you want to head up into the clouds and cast Solid Cloud? Or Solid Fog, or whatever it is?
Cloudscape.
Cloudscape, okay. And then get ready to control winds? Is that
Yep.
the spell? Okay. Is that everyone good
Nice.
with that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who is going to fly the flitter?
Well, it's not going to be Finn because he's doing cloud stuff,
Yeah, and I think most of the other spellcasters should also.
and unfortunately, Braxon's used up all his spells today.
I mean, you could have taken the potion that allows you to spell jam, but no one said that.
If we get into that caldera, we can probably camp there for a night
But who's
without
flying?
being detected.
All right, so who's going to be flying the flitter?
I can.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So Ockar, you get on the helm. Everyone takes a seat in the flitter. Launch yourselves off from the deck of the shuttle. Find a suitable cloud, and Finn begins casting. All right, so Finn, you can make the cloud solid and then direct it with control winds, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I am going to need everyone to give me a Constitution check. Because you're getting blown at the speed of a hurricane wind force on this cloud.
Even though we're in an area of calm.
Yeah, it's more like the winds
Extreme
are calm
motion
around
sick.
you, but you might be getting some motion sickness.
Well, the guy that's driving is fairly motion sick.
Okay.
Or was.
Success.
What is your con, Braxon?
It's
16.
All right,
Right.
so
I'm supposed to know this.
Ockar, your Constitution is 15?
My constitution is 14.
14. Okay. So yeah, you're queasy. It's not going to affect your ability to fly, but you're definitely queasy.
Okay.
Because this thing is moving very fast, and
What about
it is Beelmoth's fine.
And also, does Leva take 10 with her?
I'm
Leva
sorry, what was that?
has to take Tayan with her because
Alright.
she can't get further than a certain distance away without some penalties.
Anyway, Tayan is fine. Tayan looks over her shoulder and is fine.
Blown out backpack.
When Solas notices that Ockar looks a bit queasy, he gives Ockar some herbs that help with the queasiness. They don't take it away, but eases
Wait.
it up a bit.
Okay, actually,
They
then
don't
Ockar, give me another Constitution check.
They don't have fading endurance help against
It doesn't-
Constitution stack.
It does not help
I
against speed,
failed
if you know.
worse.
It doesn't help against the queasiness, I think.
Yeah, it would not.
Yeah.
You gave him the wrong herbs.
Yeah. It's fine though. It's just making you queasy, and you're like, I'd rather be flying on Beelmoth kind of thing, like the whole time.
Has Finn actually named the cloud Cloud Express?
If you really want me to.
Well, it's just Argimental needs to know.
So this
Sorry.
like it's a bit of a rough ride because it's blowing so fast, and it is hurricane force winds, and you know it's a rough ride and stuff like that. But it does get you to the proper area much faster than you would have expected. Now, what's the area of winds that you actually control with this, Finn?
Oh, let's see. 40 foot per level radius. So 400 foot area. 400 foot level. Yeah, 400 foot radius.
So that's it's pretty significant, but also in the grand scheme of being in the upper atmosphere kind of thing, it's not that much. So when this is happening, it's not like you're shifting wind patterns throughout. You're just like this one thing that works, you know, that goes. And you do have control, like can you change the direction of it as you're going? Or do you set it and go?
Let's see here.
If it doesn't say, then I would assume you can control the direction.
No, the only thing it really talks about is the fact that I can control the speed of the wind.
Okay. So you do try to move this generally as the prevailing winds go, and keep it from being obvious, like barreling through other clouds or something like that. And when your power over the winds fails, you're above the edge of the grasslands.
I will also point out that we would keep moving too.
Yeah, you'll keep moving, and it's just like the regular winds take over.
Yeah, well, the way it works is once the spell's cast, wind force increases or decreases by 3 miles per hour per round until maximum or minimum is attained. With 1 round of complete concentration, I can stabilize the wind at its current strength or set it to increase or decrease. And then when the spell's exhausted, the force of the wind wanes or waxes at the same rate until it reaches the level it was at before the spell took effect.
Yeah, so, but it's still, like, a matter of rounds over the course of many, many turns kind of thing, so.
Yep.
So you're at the edge of the grasslands, and what you believe you could do is cloak the helm, get to the location of the mountain, and put down on it before it expires.
Mm.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that'd work.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So you do so and begin zipping through the sky on your cloaked flitter. As you approach the mountain, you can see the caldera. It's not like super deep or anything like that. This is a very old volcano. It is very eroded from its days of being active. However, there are plenty of crevasses and things of that nature. Finn, give me a wisdom check at half your score.
Nope.
Okay. Also, what level was Cloudscape and Control Winds? What levels were they?
They are both 5th level spells.
Okay. All right. So, where do you guys want to put down? Like, what are you looking for on the top of the mountain?
Are there any on the top of mountain? Are there any ledges that we could put down?
There's like there is a bowl-shaped depression for the caldera, but like it's old and eroded, so it's not super deep. But there are still some crags and crevices around there.
I think we should look for one of those crags or crevasses that might be big enough for flitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm.
Definitely.
Okay. So you put down in a spot that you hope will be safe and secure. Let me actually check something.
Are there any landmarks around here that we can all recognize?
The mountain.
Help. We're out in the middle of the sea.
Well, you're not in the middle of the sea now.
We are on the mountain already.
You're surrounded by grasslands, though. That's the problem. There is a river off in the distance. That's the biggest landmark other than the mountain that you're putting down on.
Are we to the east, west, north, or south of it?
You are...
I suppose it doesn't matter. It's whether or not we can travel back.
It doesn't
based on that.
Did we see any copses of trees in the grasslands?
Yes, some, but they're not very large and they're sporadic. The river is lined with trees. That's how you know that there's a river there. Now, as you're putting down, you do spot that there is a rough road leading to a small stone-built structure at the foot of the mountain that you would obviously realize is the entrance to the prison beneath you. But you put the flitter down and begin to get it secured. And I think that is where we're going to wrap up the episode, the session, just as you are getting everything secured. So you'll have time to think about what you want to do scouting-wise and stuff like that. It is late in the day. Not, you know, like you're looking at 4 p.m. kind of thing. Well, it's summer, so probably more like 5 p.m. The sun will be setting soon. But you do still have some hours of daylight left to do some scouting. So let me go ahead and start totaling up some XP. Where is that? All right. Okay, so Lafdul, you were going to get 200 XP because you missed out entirely on that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, make that an extra 100 on top of that for the tightrope success.
Yay.
Okay.
It's all good.
Leva, you were going to get 4,900 XP.
Wow.
You successfully researched a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Finn, 2,900 XP. Braxon, 2,750.
2750. God, that's a lot.
Ockar, 2,650. And Solas, 2,400 plus an extra 200 for your wizard and 250 for your priest.
2,400. And okay, and what was the plus for wizard?
200 for the wizard, 250 for the priest.
Okay.
And I think Ockar can write this one up as the worst trip he's ever had.
Possibly. Possibly.
No, it's hard to say that.
Well, all in one trip, you've been burned, you've been frozen, and then you got made sick.
That's true.
I'd call this the worst trip ever if we're counting in all the bit and all the other crystal spheres too. And Kryn space.
Well, Radol was quite fun.
Quite a long trip, actually. All right. So I want to thank everyone for coming on out. Thank you, players, for playing. Thanks the viewers for viewing. As a reminder, we are at 93 sub points out of 150. If I get to 150, I will play Spelljammer Pirates of Realm Space. So
Yay.
I will suffer for your enjoyment if we get there. So once again, keep that in mind if you want to see me suffer that way. We're going to be going on a raid. Ockar has a friend, James has a friend starting out some streaming, so we're going to head over that way, playing some Genshin Impact, it looks like. So head on over there and say hello, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks
Take
for
care,
playing.
everyone.
See
Thanks
ya.
for the game.